The Dashwood Mausoleum is a large hexagonal flint structure that sits atop West Wycombe Hill. It houses the remains of some deceased members of the Dashwood family. No one can enter the interior, due to the three larger front-facing arches, featuring padlocked iron gates, and the remaining smaller arches and rectangular windows filled with iron bars. At present the mausoleum and the land enclosed by it is owned by the Dashwood family, and it is they who determine who will enter its interior. The land on which the mausoleum stands was formerly part of the Dashwood estate, but is now owned by the National Trust. Behind the mausoleum is St. Lawrence Church, capped with its famous golden ball. The mausoleum was built over the corner of the existing St. Lawrence Church graveyard. Modification of the existing church occurred from 1752 to 1763 and was commissioned by Dashwood. St. Lawrence Church and the mausoleum were built using chalk and flint from the caves. The front of the mausoleum is perfectly aligned at a 90-degree angle to West Wycombe Road. At the rear of the mausoleum reside the effigies of Mary King, and Dashwood's mother, Mary Fane. Both figures look directly at the mausoleum's central cenotaph, dedicated to Dashwood's wife, Sarah Baroness Le Despencer. Born Sarah Gould, she married Dashwood on the 19th of December 1745, and died in 1769. Dashwood died in 1781. The website, visitbuckinghamshire.org, tells us that
Sir Francis is buried in the vault at the Church of St. Lawrence, alongside his wife and parents.
The image you are now looking at shows Dashwood's memorial to the left, his wife's cenotaph in the center, and his mother's effigy to the right. If not for the cenotaph in their line of sight, the Mary King and Mary Fane effigies would have a commanding view down West Wycombe Road, to its visible end, just beyond the Pastures Cross Road, at 26 to 18 West Wycombe Road. Beneath the mausoleum are the caves of West Wycombe. At some time around 1748, a chalk excavation program was commissioned by Dashwood. The website, westwycombe.org.uk, says
the local chalk cave, which had been in the village since prehistoric times, was expanded into an elaborate network of tunnels and passages. The design of the caves was mostly inspired by Dashwood's grand tour of Italy, Greece, and the Ottoman Empire.
In his book, The Hellfire Club, author Donald McCormick states,
there seems little doubt that Dashwood's caves were not the first to be created on this site, and Wooler told of a pagan altar built on West Wycombe Hill, in the earliest known times, beneath which was supposed to exist a pagan catacomb.
The extracted chalk was used to relieve local unemployment, by supplying material for a new road built between West Wycombe and High Wycombe. In his book, The Dashwoods of West Wycombe, the 11th Baronet recalls that
the old road ran along the valley bottom, and had become so deeply rutted that carriages frequently overturned, especially during wet weather. The new road, which was on a straight line to Wycombe, was also intended to provide a 3-mile vista of the church tower capped with its glittering golden ball on top of the hill.
Excavation work completed in 1752, and resulted in the supposed meeting place for the group of aristocrats, politicians, and other wealthy and prominent men, that were known at the time as the Brotherhood of St. Francis of Wycombe. The group would later pass into history as the Hellfire Club. As a result, West Wycombe Caves have become known as the Hellfire Caves. The caves are currently owned by the Dashwood family. They were reopened to the public in 1951, by the Inspirational Act of the 11th Baronet, who financed it, and personally oversaw the restoration work. Since that time, the caves have become popular with the public, especially at Halloween. The Mausoleum line begins inside the Dashwood Mausoleum, at the headstone of Sir Robert Dashwood, the 9th Baronet. Directly in front of the mausoleum, beneath the surface of the ground, is a part of the caves, that will be referred to as the XXII location. Its location is marked with an X, X, I, etched into the chalk, and has a black metal plaque beneath the markings. The plaque features 2 old poems that allude to a hidden tunnel in the caves. In Roman numerals, XXII equates to the decimal number 22. The letter X represents a 10, and the letter I represents a 1. In this case, the value of the letters is simply added up. Thus, 10 plus 10 plus 1 plus 1 equals 22. As mentioned previously, the XXII location is associated with a hidden tunnel. An 18th century poem on the plaque hints at the passage's existence, with reference to 22 steps, and 20 steps, in association with Dashwood's name.
Take 20 steps and rest a while, then take a pick and find the stile, where once I did my love beguile. 'Twas 22 in Dashwood's time, perhaps to hide this cell divine, where lay my love in peace sublime.
If the numbers 22 and 20 are placed side by side, they make 2220. As the 0 has no numerical value, 2220 can be reduced to 222. Therefore, the XXII location can be directly associated with the number 222, and Dashwood. From now on, this presumed and hidden part of the caves will be known as the 222 secret passage. A looped voice recording in the caves mentions the possibility of a secret passage that linked up to St. Lawrence Church, and at least 2 Hellfire Club researchers have discussed the evidence surrounding this notion. If we are to believe that there is such a passage in existence, and that it is associated with the XXII location, and that it does connect to St. Lawrence Church, then such a passage would have to be beneath the mausoleum, or at least very close to it, thereby placing it on the mausoleum line. The pedestal, located at the pedestal roundabout, was erected in October 1752, by Bannister Watts, to record the completion of the chalk road between West Wycombe and High Wycombe. The pedestal consists of a stone column with a ball on top. The base of the column is square, and the ball rests on top of a square slab. On the column's base, an inscription reads, F. Dashwood Erie Christian IMDCCLLL, from the University Miles XXII, from the county town, Miles XV, from the city Miles XXX. West Wycombe Road runs from the pedestal roundabout at West Wycombe, to High Wycombe. Many of the properties on West Wycombe Road were formerly owned by the Dashwood family, as was much of High Wycombe, and the surrounding area. West Wycombe Road has a geographic track of 116 degrees.